Hey, welcome back everyone, Don here. So today is winter prep day. I've got to take the cutting edge off the bucket on the tractor and put on a piece of composite decking. Um, that way I don't destroy my driveway when I'm scraping it, get the snow up. I'm going to go through that in a bit, but before I do, I've got a couple other things I need to get done. I've got to put the lawnmower away, see if the snowblower will start. Not so sure it will, but we'll see. I got to get it out of the shed, get it up into the garage. I also had to, just this morning, I put some fresh Vaseline on the seals for the top on the Jeep. It was leaking a little bit, so I'd take it off and clean all the seals and put some fresh petroleum jelly on the rubbers, put it all back together, and hopefully it won't leak. I guess time will tell. Wife's none too happy, but the Jeep is going outside this winter and the tractor goes inside because I still have not had time to build a lean-to off the back of the shed. Eventually I'm going to get to it. It's not going to be this year though. So I'm also going to take the backhoe off and leave it out back rather than in the garage this time, and wrap it up with a tarp, and should be okay. We'll see. Yeah, let's get started. So there's no gas in it, just as I left it, and I'll put some in it and see if it'll start. I think it'll be all right. 37 years, this machine. We have oil. We have fuel. Fuel is turned on. Key is on. And we're dripping. That's going to have to be fixed. Alright, well let's see. Choke, primer. I guess it's true, they don't make things like they used to. One pull. Wow. I wouldn't have guessed. I'll take it though. Last year when I took this off, I got an elbow for this and I haven't put it on yet, but I don't think I'm going to need to since I've already been able to get this on. hopefully this will hold here like this for the winter. I'm going to wrap it up good with a tarp and a bunch of bungee cords. Hopefully it'll be all right. I know it's not flat. It's not exactly level. Probably should have turned and went this way with it, but it kind of tapers down on this side. Rookie mistake maybe. I guess I'll find out in the spring when I go to connect it back up, but I'm hoping these outriggers will be able to allow me to manipulate the deck here and make it mesh up with the tractor pretty easy. I don't know, I might have just made a mistake. I'll maybe have to struggle with it in the spring. Live and learn. I don't know. We'll see. All right, time to get the tractor in where it's warm. This is the decking that I've got. It's the same stuff I used last year, and it's not Trex. It's some other company, but I like it because it has these wide grooves in it, and the bottoms of the bolts, actually the bottom head of the bolt will fit right inside here, so I don't have to really do any countersinking. Hopefully these threads didn't get too boogered up from hauling, dirt, gravel, sand, whatever. That these nuts will come right off and I'll be able to reuse them because I haven't bought new ones. I'm pretty sure they're stainless steel though, so they're not going to be rusty, but they're if I boogered up these threads, it might come apart hard. We shall see. See, the cutting edge has these square bits inside that keep the bolt from turning. So I'm going to go 48.5. That would give me about a 1/4 inch overhang, and it'll cut these cut this board directly in half. This is 97 inches, so that will work out wonderful. Dare I use a handsaw to cut this? Does anybody still use handsaws? Here's the piece I used last year. It's got some good wear to it, and that's fine, but it broke. And the reason it broke is because when I had this on, I left it sticking out. There's two grooves, and I put the bolts on the rear grooves and left a portion of the board sticking out to the front. And it broke off relatively early, first, second storm, something like that. And so I think what I'm going to do is put the board under and not bolt it on this side, but bolt it on this side. So there's more material back further rather than sticking out past the edge. Last year I worried that it was going to matter if I cut this on an angle and put an edge on this. That edge is going to wear out so quick it would be useless anyway. So I found last year I didn't need that anyway. This still did a good job at scraping down the driveway. So I'm going to continue that. We'll see how it goes on the next storm. So the easiest way to mark the holes is just to go by the cutting edge. I want to put a little indent here. That way my drill bit won't walk on me. So I'm going to drill a smaller hole and then step up to a fatter hole. I think this is a 1/2 inch. That'll get me where I need to be. And this really couldn't be easier. This is no countersinking, no fiddling. It's just drill some holes and it's done. So there's no square spot on the board to keep this from spinning. So what I end up doing is putting this in there and hand threading a nut on it. Small ball peen hammer, and this is going to go this way actually. So I'm going to bolt this on so these holes are towards the front and there's more material going back, so it'll be back this way like this, and that will give a lot of surface area for the edge of the bucket to ride on the surface of the driveway. The only problem is getting these started because these bolts want to spin, and in order to stop them from spinning, doesn't take much. Although the threads are a little boogered up, but it still should be okay. If I hit that head of that bolt, get it tight up inside the composite, then it won't spin when I tighten them up. So what I'm doing with the bolts is they go through the hole, and this square component, this square part of the bolt head, I put it in there and I whack it with a hammer to force the square part of the bolt to put a dent in the composite, and that'll help keep it from spinning until I snug it down. Once I get it snug, it'll stop. It'll get tighter and tighter. All I'm doing is putting an indent in the composite material for that square portion of the nut to grab onto, or the square portion of the bolt to grab onto, and then I can tighten it up without doing any countersinking or getting really fancy with it. It just isn't necessary. I will need to change these bolts out though, probably next year. Here's a shot of the decking material on the bucket. You can see this groove has the bolt heads up inside it, and by squeezing the nut and the bolt together tightly, it puts an indent right into the composite material. And this thing is rock solid. It won't go anywhere. Because I don't have it sticking out past the edge, it's not going to break off. As I learned last year, having an angle cut on this wasn't necessary, so I think this is going to do it. This is going to give me a good amount of surface to rub against the driveway. I just, every once in a while, I do catch it on here because I don't have the bucket flat, so every once in a while I'll catch the driveway here. There's a couple of scratches in the driveway from last year, but it's not too bad. I just got to be careful when I put the bucket down to put it down on its nose and not on the back end. But it'll work for now. It's a cheap way of getting snow off my driveway while staying warm with the Curtis cab. That thing is awesome, by the way. So this is it. This is going to do me good for the winter. Like I said, a pusher box or something like that, certainly a snow blower is the way to go, but they are pricey, right? I mean, this 8-foot piece of composite material cost me $17 and change. And I've got 2 pieces out of this, so I'm at the very least going to have what I need to get through the winter, even if I have to replace this one more time. I'm good to go. I got my backhoe off, got to cover it up still. I'm going to do a little cleanup on the tractor, adjust my tire pressure. I want them to be a little bit softer than what they normally would be. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.